I tried all Alpha 21 blocks so you don't have to, and these 21 are the best for horde bases. Using these blocks will instantly transform your base into an impossible to reach, impenetrable fortress. What need is there of defenses when zombies cannot ever possibly reach you? Stay tuned to the end to unlock the secrets of building the ultimate base at any game stage. Welcome, survivors. This is Eerie Knight of the Pseudoposse, and today I'm going to show you all the most broken blocks in Alpha 21 that confuse the hell out of the zombie AI. All of these setups can be used as the core of an AFK base design or as an active defensive base. There's lots of room to get extremely creative. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get started. I'm going to start with one of my favorite blocks, the wedge narrow low blocks. When combined with the cube quarter meter blocks, these create a slide that zombies cannot pass, yet you can. This can be extended with more of the wedge narrow blocks, the middle, high, and tip, to create a longer slide if for any reason you want to slide the zombies into a specific region, like a death trap full of electric traps, another contained area, or a gentle pool of water to anti-rage zombies. Zombies can only run a few blocks before falling, so your slide doesn't need to be extremely long, though it can be as long as you like. Speaking of the wedge narrow, another way to use them is new to Alpha 21. If you place a series of window ramp two-sided broken blocks on top of a row of wedge narrow tips and wedge narrow low blocks, it creates an impassable pathway that zombies try to get over the window blocks but end up fumbling and sliding down. Now, enough of the wedge narrow, let's go on to some different blocks. The pillar 0.025 meter half-side center blocks make for a fantastic pathway for zombies, as it creates a block's length gap between the blocks if oriented correctly. If zombies run fast enough, they have a pretty good chance of crossing the blocks without falling. So to make it completely broken, all you need to do is place some bars across them. This forces zombies to jump, and most times they'll fall through the gaps. And if they don't, they are very likely to stumble and fall upon landing on the tip of the pillar or subsequently fall by trying to jump again. Very effective and efficient. Alpha 21 introduced a smaller variant of this pillar block, the 0.0125 meter side-centered block, that can be used in the exact same way. The plate quarter triangle or cube 0.25 meter blocks can also be used in place of the pillar blocks and functions in very much the same manner. Zombies try to jump over the bars and end up falling through the gap formed by the triangle and cubes respectively. This one is extremely satisfying to me and operates in a similar manner to the use of bars. The window arch top trim blocks unfortunately cannot be used on their own, as zombies do not see it as a path. However, if you put a block below them that the zombies do see as a path, like the previously used 0.025 meter side-centered, then the zombies will try to jump over the arches but utterly fail and drop down. If you wanted to be a bit less cheesy and give the zombies more of a chance, you could place something like the pillar 0.5 meter plates below, which allows them to jump all the way across, giving you ample time to get headshot or lob molotovs at them as they get trapped by the arches. Naturally, this can't be used as an AFK base, but it does make an effective pathway for a more active playstyle if that is your preference. Moving on, these last series of pathways are going to use one of the thinnest blocks available that zombies see as a path, the pillar 0.0125 meter side-centered block. There are several blocks with interesting shapes that would work well for keeping zombies at bay in theory, but zombies just don't see as a valid path. We can get around that by placing these pillar blocks directly below what would otherwise be invalid pathways. Doing this tricks the zombie AI into traversing across only to be met with the cheese. There are lots of candidates within the destruction shapes category, so I'll show you all some of my favorites amongst them. There's certainly more that work, so feel free to experiment. The first ones I'd like to show you is the brick half destroyed 04 and industrial bottom broken right. They both have a narrow profile with some pieces protruding outward, which causes zombies to lose their footing when placed in alternating rotations like this here. One of my favorite blocks from this category is the wedge 60 tip destroyed 02. Its angular profile causes zombies to be guided outward along its slope toward the side, creating an extremely effective deterrent for crossing. And last but not least is the most complex of these setups, using 4 different blocks. We've got the pillar blocks underneath, alternating plate wedge tip half and pole centered bracket doubles on top, and on top of the poles are pole centered pyramids. Zombies try to jump over the pole pyramid and end up stumbling and falling off the wedge tips. This arguably looks the coolest amongst all of them and works very effective to boot. Well, that's it, folks. Feel free to share in the comments below what blocks you personally like to use, or make suggestions of blocks you'd like me to use in a future horde base. On that note, thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe, and if you haven't already. And a special thank you to all of our esteemed and revered patrons whose generosity helps us make this content. Till next time, everyone. See you all in the next video.